Hi YouTube! Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a hunting recap. I will be recalling all of the hunts that I've done in 2016 and include footage from all of those hunts, some that I've never put out there before, so I'm really excited to share all this with you guys. It's gonna be a walk down memory lane. I just cracked a beer, got to. If it's story time, that means beer drinking. So let me take my first sip and let's jump right in. If you guys hear crackling in the background, that is because I've got a fire going. I'm trying to heat my place with the fire, but it's a fireplace, so it doesn't actually really heat the place very well. The fire's going, so if I need to pop out to take care of that situation, if you hear the crackling, I'm just adding to the mood, you know? We've got beer, we've got music, we've got a fire. Okay. Anyways, so my first real hunt in 2016 was spring bear. Hunting spring bear was my favorite hunt. Well, maybe not my favorite, but it just holds a special place in my heart because spring bear was the first time that I went out on a sort of full proper solo hunt. I dabbled in solo hunting in 2015 and would kind of walk a mile by myself, or I would go out with other people and then we would split up and I would be by myself, so I was kind of flirting with the idea of solo hunting. But then spring bear of this year was really when I just took the reins and went out, you know, on my first real proper solo hunt, and it was so incredible. The springtime is such an amazing I'm gonna say hi to the camera. So anyway, the other day I was looking back at pictures from this hunt. These photos were of my friend Marta and I, and we're just sitting in this flower patch, and the temperature's good. Well, I mean, the temperature changed a lot. At the beginning I was hunting in the snow, and then by the end I was hunting in flower patches. It's just such a beautiful time to be out there. Did not see one bear. I saw bear, plenty of bear after the fact, not during spring. Of course, it goes like that. But it was still my favorite hunt this year, because it was the best of everything. It gave me a reason to be out in the mountains. It was such a beautiful time of year. You know, I was able to hunt with good company and also have that, you know, solo, alone time that I love so much. It's a plain ass mushroom.
Is it good?
They're still, yeah, it's good. I mean, I feel they're still good, but God, if these things were covered in butter and salt, the booze would be gone.
Oh, it'd be gone. It's about to be gone anyways.
It's true. But anyways, that was spring bear. Definitely a lot of fun. I actually made a whole video on my solo bear hunt, so a link will come up. You can go watch that now, or I'll leave a link in the description below. Go watch it after this one. But it's still, I think, my favorite video I've made to date too. Just so good. So then, what did I get into next? Then I got into antelope in August, and it was archery antelope. P.S. All of these tags are general season, over-the-counter, public land. Do it solo most of the time. Tags. So this antelope tag was archery, and I'll tell the best story of my antelope hunting experience. Although there were many. Antelope is just action-packed. It's antelope running here, antelope over there, antelope over here. They're everywhere, and you have a lot of opportunities to stalk. The kind of unfortunate thing about the area in which I was hunting antelope, it's a lot of road hunting. You can see a lot of them from the road. It's a lot of driving around to try and find them, and then once you find them, then you strategically make your plan to stock in on them. So it was one of those kind of situations where we were driving, spotted some antelope, and they were in a awesome spot. They were right against some timber. So I thought I was being all clever. And it's like, they were here, I went all the way around and then snuck through the timber at them. Felt like I spent 2 hours stalking through this timber to get to them. And finally, when I got to the point where I thought that I had seen them last, I couldn't find them. I was like, no, let's continue to sneak around. Sure enough, they had bedded down. I got to the edge of the timber and they were there, but they were just out of range and I could not get it done, which was very frustrating, but it was so cool because I was just hidden in the timber. They had no clue I was there and I was just watching them and, you know, got to see how they interacted with each other and, you know, when other things would make noises, how they would react and what they would do. So that was my favorite moment of antelope season for sure. So much fun. And I got to hunt on my birthday, which was sweet too. Okay, next. Elk season and spring bear season are I love that. I want to be able to hunt that every single year, forever and ever and ever. September, elk are being brought back. This was my second season hunting elk. Last year, I moved out west about halfway through elk season, so I had maybe 2 weeks to hunt them last year, so this was my first full elk season. And it was my first season trying to call. So I went out on day one, like, with my bugle, and I was like, I'm ready to hunt elk. Like, I'm gonna start talking to them. And I had practiced calling a little bit prior in the summer, but this was the first time that I was out, you know, doing it while I was actually hunting. And at first, I was so nervous to even make a sound.
I'm like nervous to make a sound.
And I remember whenever I first posted on Instagram that I was practicing, people would comment and be like, don't do it. Like, if you're going in there your first time, if you're not completely confident, you're going to end up doing more harm than good. You're going to scare them all away. And I think that's exactly what I did for the first week and a half during elk. I would try and call, and it was so horrendously horrible. But it's like, that's the only way that I could really do it. Because I would practice at home, and it would sound okay or better. And then I would get out there, and it would sound horrible because I was, I don't know, it's just things are different out there, you know. Nervous, worried, scared, hungry, thirsty, tired, all of those things that you don't feel when you're practicing in your living room or in your vehicle. I would get some strange looks. I would practice in the car and I would be at a stop sign and I would be bugling and it would be loud and you could see the person in the car next to you kind of, you know, giving you one of those. Whatever. By the last week or two of elk season, I was calling more confidently and I got my first response from an elk. And I'll play the clip. This wasn't the very first time that it happened, but this was maybe the second day that it happened. And I was so excited that I was finally talking to the elk and they were talking back to me and I didn't know what we were saying, but we were talking. And I was so excited. My favorite moment from elk season was talking to them, but we did get darn close. got really close a lot of times, story of my life, but I could never quite make it happen.
Mm.
So then we move into deer season. Oh. And deer season was just rough for me. Like, I hate the excuse that life got in the way, but life just got in the way for me. I had things going on personally, and it was my mom's, well, she's probably not going to want me to say it. It was my mom's birthday, and she wanted to plan a trip with my sister and I, which was fun and was great. I didn't want it to be during mule deer season, but it was, and you know, you can't say no to mama when she wants to plan a trip, so that happened, and it was, I don't know, it was just a mess for me. I feel like I wasn't present, like, mentally to really focus on what needed to happen. I did go out solo the last couple of days, maybe like the last week of mule deer, and it was super shitty. Got rained on, didn't see much. I think that this weather is going to be what ends my hunt. If I was talking about my 2015 deer season, my face would be like lit up, but for some reason this deer season just sucked for me. So we'll move on from that. What came next? Oh, so because I didn't film my elk tag, I had the opportunity to hunt spike elk, which opened up for a week, and I went out on my own. I also made a video of this hunt, so if you want to watch that, you can go watch that, or save it till the end. It'll be down below too. I don't have too much unseen footage from my spike elk tag because most of that was included in the video, but I'll see if I can sprinkle some things in here, just a little bit. I'm the type of person who keeps way too many layers on when you first start, because I hate to be cold. So I'm always like, I'll just start with, you know, enough that I'm warm. Then as soon as I start climbing, I heat up. And I do it every time. It's like if I would just start with like my hiking layers, then I'd be good. But I'd be cold at first, which is why I don't do it. But I should, because then I always start sweating. So once again, my tag was unfilled, and finally, the last hunt that I've done of 2016 was a late season archery mule deer tag. So I went on this trip. It was such a struggle, and I was planning on making a video similar to my other ones of this hunt, and it was just a show. And I have some footage that I'll show you guys. My camera lens broke while I was out on this hunt, so I went out. Hold on, let's go through this together. Let me play the footage of the first portion of how this hunt went. YouTube! We are on the road. I am on my way to hunt a late season archery mule deer tag. And actually this particular spot that I picked on the map, I have never been before. So This is going to be quite the adventure, doing this all by myself. So that's the latest, and we are off.
The rich kids next door. When I grew up fast, I guess I grew up mean.
I couldn't find where I wanted to go. I also have no service, so I can't really figure it out. So I'm just sort of driving around and exploring, which is fine, but I'm trying to hunt. Like, I need to find a spot. I don't know. So I drove around for so long trying to find a spot. I'd never been to this place before. I'd only seen it on a map. I didn't want to ask anyone either. I wanted to go and discover it for myself. I didn't want someone giving me a spot. I just wanted to do it myself, experience it myself, and I ended up driving around for so long, and it was so frustrating, but I persevered, finally got to a spot where I saw loads of deer. But before I found that, my camera broke. It was windier than and my camera was on a tripod and the wind took it and smashed it and broke that thing. So I was like, well, f it. I'll just hunt the rest of the weekend and not have to worry about filming, which was, I'm sorry to say, it was actually kind of nice. I love sharing things with you guys and I love having the camera there, but then there's also a side of me that loves just enjoying it. So it was nice to just enjoy it and not worry about the camera, which I do most of the time. Like, really, I haven't filmed that much from this season because I don't know. For me, filming doesn't come first, filming comes second, and I understand. And for some people it's different if it's your passion or your hobby or your job. For me, filming is just a fun thing that I like to do when it feels fun. Sometimes it doesn't feel fun to film, so I don't film. Sorry, not sorry. But anyways, it's nice to just enjoy the rest of the weekend. So I found this spot with tons and tons and tons of deer, and I was just like cruising around and would, you know, find deer, and then I would glass deer, and then I would stalk them, and then there'd be more deer. So it was cool. And I did end up coming home early. I didn't stay the entire weekend, which I'm not mad about. That just was what felt right. So, oh my god, my legs. This beer's damn good. So that concludes my 2016 hunting season thus far. So I'm going home to Pennsylvania over the Christmas holiday and will for sure be hunting small game, potentially be hunting whitetail. We will see. I'm leaving it open, letting things happen as they happen, and I'm really excited. It's like my season never really ends, but this is where it has ended thus far. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna finish my beer now. Thank you.
I set off running to wake from the dream. My brother's rifle went into the sheen.